What makes a rib a party rib? And why do knives make the best models? Second one's easy, because they always look sharp. We'll get into the party ribs in a second, but today I'm gonna also be checking out a new knife from West KnifeWorks. They reached out to me and they said, hey, we'd like you to take a look at our knives and let us know what you think. I love knives, so I'm not gonna say no to that. So in here is a 12-inch chef knife that was done in collaboration with Chef Chris Kidder. I love a chef knife. I don't have a 12-inch chef knife, so that's what I selected. Now they have all kinds of knives. They have hunting knives, they have steel knives, they have steak knives, they have cooking knives, they have all sorts of stuff. So if you are looking for a knife, I'm sure they've probably got something that you might like. Ooh, okay. They include a Band-Aid with it because it's extremely sharp. Love it. That's like such a dad thing. The wrapper is actually information about their knives. Very cool. They also sell a throwing tomahawk. This is not sponsored by them. They didn't pay me anything. They just sent me a knife and said, let us know what you think. It comes with this nice little leather sheath. And ooh, that is a pretty knife. Look at that handle. That's nice. I specifically picked this because it looked awesome. Love the shape of it. It's not too heavy. It's got a nice weight. I picked a 12-inch chef knife for barbecue because this will work really well for slicing, but I can also just use it as a regular chef knife. This is what you call a full tang knife. The steel goes all the way through the handle, making it really well balanced. Also, it uses CPM S35VN particle metallurgy steel, which is just fancy for really good steel. To put it to the test, we're gonna cook some party ribs on the Ninja Woodfire. Since this is arguably the sharpest the knife will ever be, straight from them, let's do the obligatory paper test. I love this. That's sharp. That was no effort. I mean, that is sharp. Party ribs is just a great way to get ribs super fast, super tasty. You cut them into individual ribs and you smoke them that way, so everything goes so much faster. Plus, you get a lot more sauce and stuff on each individual rib. Speaking of sauce, I'm going to make a peach BBQ sauce, and I'm gonna smoke the peaches. First thing we need to do is half our peaches. And that's exactly how I'm gonna leave them skin on. We're gonna smoke them that way up so they get nice smoky flavor throughout the whole peach. Now, this is a little bit larger knife than you would normally do for something precision like this, but hey, it's a test of the knife, right? There you go. Real nice grip. I feel very comfortable with it. It's nice in the hand. It just glides through this peach. They include the Band-Aid because it's extremely sharp, but the funny thing is a sharp knife is a safer knife. You are more likely to get injured using a dull knife than a sharp knife. The reason is the dull knives, they slip. They don't go where you think they're gonna go, and that usually is into your hand, which is not good. A sharp knife, it goes where you want it to because there's no resistance because it's sharp. See how well it handles something like dicing an onion. I am not a chef. My knife skills are not the best. They're decent. People have made fun of my knife skills on this channel, but I feel like they're okay. I'm gonna do the old crisscross for this. Absolutely no problems. Onion done. Next up, I've got some cloves of garlic that I'd like to go ahead and dice up. I just like to cut the little nubs off. Now this is a little bit, do this towards the back end of the knife. For big cloves of garlic like this, I'd probably crush it with a big thicker knife. This is a little bit thin. I was actually pretty close to cutting myself there, so I'm gonna use this guy. And then we're just gonna go ahead and run the knife through these. Rocking motion on the knife is just fine. It's got enough of a curve where you can still kind of give it a little bit of a rocking motion. That is some pretty nicely diced garlic. Now is an excellent time to set up our Ninja Woodfire. I've got my pellet hopper and I have filled it with pellets. I'm going to give it the dad shake. The dad shake either compacts the pellets and makes it burn better, separates the pellets and gives it lots of air and makes it burn better, or does absolutely nothing and just makes me feel like it burns better. I still do it every time. We're gonna set this guy to smoker, 200 degrees Fahrenheit, and 1 hour. What I have here are some pork spare ribs. This is 2 racks, about 9 pounds worth of spare ribs. I don't think we're gonna get all of them on the wood fire. We'll probably do 1 rack. First thing we wanna do is get a little bit of this moisture off of there. A little bit of cleanup because this piece here will never kind of get into the ribs. We're just going for the ribs. So you're gonna get yourself some bonus meat. That's not a rib. Now we're gonna just go ahead and cut these kind of square-ish. Slid right through all that cartilage, no problem. And there you go. Your basic rack of ribs. If you want, you can pull the membrane. I'm just gonna score it. Go between your bones and cut individual ribs. I think I can get both racks. Once that is done, it is time to put the peaches on the smoker, put them on the rack, face up, nothing else. Next up, you're gonna wanna grab some barbecue rub. Any barbecue rub you like. I am using Dad Rub 1.2. This is my own special blend of a barbecue rub. I like it. You're gonna take your little tin and you're gonna put your ribs in it. And then you're gonna coat with barbecue rub. I'm probably gonna do as many ribs as I can get into one tin, because later we are going to actually braise these in this tin inside the wood fire. The wood fire only fits one tin. If you want the recipe for this rub, I will throw it in the description. These are just gonna go hang out in the fridge for about an hour after I clean the bottom, because I realized I just put it on a dirty workspace. Filming. Our peaches are done. Let's go ahead and grab them. They look fantastic. They smell nice and smoky, super soft. We're gonna pour out any of the juice that is just sitting in here. Look at that. We're gonna set these aside to cool for a little bit. Now, it's time to go put these in the smoker. We're gonna try the old stacky method. This should hopefully help maximize the amount of ribs. It's like a perfect balance. You just gotta be careful. Once these shrink up, I think we'll be in better shape. Last thing you need to do, set your wood fire to 250 degrees and a random amount of hours. I don't know how long this is gonna take. Now we're gonna smoke those till they hit about 165 and look nice and smoky. Gonna check them about every hour, see how long that's gonna take. I don't expect it to take very long at 250 in the wood fire. While those guys are smoking, we are gonna knock out our Peach BBQ sauce. Making your own barbecue sauce is probably like the biggest barbecue flex you could do to people who don't understand how easy it is. If you're like, oh, I made my own barbecue sauce, to be like, wow, really? It's just so simple. Let's do it. Grab yourself a pan and add in about 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm using salted butter. Go ahead and melt it. Once your butter has started to melt, go ahead and add in those onions you diced up earlier. We're gonna cook these 5 or 6 minutes till they're soft. While those guys are going, let's go ahead and peel our peaches. Super easy, you just grab it and pull it right off. And now, we're just gonna dice these up a little bit. Doesn't need to be too much. We're gonna blend this later. This just gives the process a head start. Now that our onions have given up a lot of their moisture and cooked and softened a little bit, we're gonna go ahead and add in our garlic. Only need about 30 seconds or so just to cook this garlic to keep it fragrant. You don't wanna burn your garlic. Once your garlic is cooked down a little bit, you're gonna add in some brown sugar, a bunch of spices, granulated onion, granulated garlic, paprika. I've got some white pepper in there, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of MSG. The full recipe is gonna be linked in the description, so don't worry about remembering exact amounts here. And then you're just gonna cook this until that kinda melts down a little bit. If you need a little bit of extra liquid, you can start adding in some of your liquid. I've got peach juice here. We'll add in a little bit of that. Once that melts and starts to liquefy, we can go in with the rest of our ingredients. Our lovely smoked peaches, the rest of our peach juice, a little bit of apple cider vinegar for tang, and ketchup, good old-fashioned ketchup. Mix this really good, simmer it for about 20 or 30 minutes on super low. You just want it a nice little simmer. You do not want to burn this. After just 1 hour, these ribs are done. Let me take a meaty one here. 180, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now we want to get them up into the 200s to get them super nice and tender. To do that, we're gonna braise them in the pan. Use the same exact pan you had. I'm gonna add a half a stick of butter, and then I'm gonna take these ribs and glaze them in our barbecue sauce. Now, this simmered for about 30 minutes, and then I blended it, and then I adjusted it. I added a little bit of extra apple cider vinegar, a little bit of extra sugar, just to kind of balance it and get it exactly where I want. That's what I suggest you do. Once you get it there, taste it. Want more acid? Add more apple cider vinegar. Want more sweetness? Want more sweetness? Add some sugar. You can just kind of balance it out the way you want. The ribs on the bottom didn't seem to get as much smoke, but they did get some, so we are good. There's so much sweetness and everything going on in this recipe. I don't think it's gonna be a problem. There's smokiness in the barbecue sauce. Pour a little bit of my barbecue sauce down in there. Pour some peach juice in the bottom. And you wanna do these nice and tight. Crimp your edges good. You want these bad boys to steam. These are gonna go back in. I'm gonna raise the temp to about 275, and we'll check them in an hour. 1 hour later, let's see what we got. Oh yeah. Those bad boys are gonna be done. Like butter, 209. If you want, as a final step, you could stick them under the air fryer at like 400 to get a little crisp on them, or you could just eat them just like this. I wanna try one of these. I bet you it's gonna be blazingly hot and burn my face off, but I'm hungry. Really eating much all day. Oh man, that is a tasty rib. If you like fall off the bone ribs, these are your ribs. Clean bone. The barbecue sauce has a wonderful, tangy, slightly sweet. There's a little bit of heat in there. I guess that's from the black pepper in my barbecue rub and that white pepper in the barbecue sauce. Not too much, a little bit. I think everybody would be fine with it, but they are really good. However, I do think they will look better visually once they come out of the air fry option. I'm excited to see how those look. There you go. I like the color on those a little better. So there you go. Shows you a little bit about the knife and probably one of the quickest ways ever to make some tasty ribs. And these are some tasty ribs. If you want the recipe, it's gonna be on dadgotthis.com. If you want more information on the knife, it's gonna be down in the description. And if you consider subscribing, I'd appreciate that. So with all that out of the way, I guess there's only one question left to answer. Why do knives prefer to listen to their music on vinyl? Because they prefer the deep cuts. Yeah, pretty bad. Dad may tell horrible dad jokes, cook fantastic ribs, show you some awesome knives. But one thing Dad will never do is an outro. So that's it. Bye. This is the part where I thank all of my members. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you so much for your support and rock on. I don't know why I said rock on, but rock on. You say you like brisket, ribs, and pumpkin pie, but can you handle the dad jokes that come with them? My cookbook, Bad Jokes, Good Food, has over 24 wood-fire recipes guaranteed to make you hungry and groan at the same time. Order your copy now at dadgotthis.com.